Wildcats taking on the Aurora Hound Dogs here this evening as we open this 2019 football season. And what a night we have for football. We want to welcome everyone to the broadcast here this evening. I'm Wayne Roberts,
And I'm
along with my partner Chad Estes, and the young lady running the camera is Aubrey Boatwright. And Aubrey will be running the camera, and we are getting ready as we see both teams have left the field in their preliminary warm-ups, and they will be coming out here shortly. But we want to thank everyone this evening for tuning in, and we are going to thank our sponsors as we have the Community National Bank and Crafton Cantrell Funeral Home, Sonic Drive-In, Jim Carr Oil Company, Thunder Bay Car Wash, First Independent Bank, Heller Heating and Air, Shelter Insurance, Huntress, and Jimmy Mitchell Motors, Jernigan Hardware, Parkway Hardware, Central Sheet Metal, and Pettit Law Office, American Roof Restoration, Aurora MFA, Access Family Care, Lawrence County Preservation, or I should say prevention, and the Sportscasters Club #1. So those are our sponsors. That's bringing you the ball games here this evening and this year. And Chad, as we take a look at the field, it's in great playing condition. And
beautiful.
now finally, these two teams, they've been running into each other during practice, had one of the jamborees over and done, and now this counts here tonight as we get set for the 2019 football season.
Yeah, skies look like we could maybe get a shower or two later, but hopefully looks like a fair night for football. These are two Big 8 opponents that have faced each other for years, and unfortunately for the Hound Dog's sake, Cassville's had our number 15 years in a row, so there's nothing like tonight to start a new streak for the Dogs.
Well, I understand we've had 14 seniors graduate from last year's squad, and I think we have somewhere in the neighborhood of about 6 seniors left
That's right.
on this squad. And this will be not only an opening game, but it will be something that these young men, as they get out there and face each other, um, I guess when Aurora took the field a while ago and we saw the difference in the number of players that Aurora brought over, I think they're somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 players. And Cassville has probably
About
twice
twice.
that many.
Yes, sir.
So we will see, though. I will tell you this, that the heart of these Aurora Hound Dog players will be tested here this evening. And they will give it everything they have. And that's the one thing that the coaches will ask of them is to just don't leave anything in the locker room, leave it on the field.
The way with the setup these days, every game is a conference game, so one is not less important than the other. You start off, you don't get a pregame or a preseason. You jump right in. You're in the conference, and they all count. So, this is a big night for some of these kids. Unfortunately, like you said, we're outnumbered, and we have a lot of underclassmen that are going to get asked a lot of this year that maybe not in years past. So it's going to be a test. Injuries, we need to keep away from those. Stay healthy, and go for it.
Well, the old saying, who controls the line of scrimmage and uh, limit your number of penalties and just go from there, because I'll guarantee you this, Chad, that these young men have waited for this, and um, all the talk that we have heard was the fact that, yes, they open on the road, but they will give it 100%,
Yes.
and that's all you can ask of them.
And I think a lot of them are aware of that 15-game losing streak to Cassville. And, sometimes you get tired of hearing that. But, it's a new year. Everybody's undefeated right now. So don't count the dogs out for sure.
We're getting ready for the national anthem, and while we do that, why don't we take a break and let you listen to some of the people that make this broadcast possible. We will be right back right after this. On the field and entertaining what looks like a pretty good crowd here this evening, as we have several people that have come over from Aurora and to cheer on the Hound Dogs as they take on the Cassville Wildcats here to open this 2019 football season. Wow. Let's do this, Chad, while we have an opportunity. Why don't you run through the starting lineups for the Aurora Hound Dogs?
Okay, on offense we got number one Brendan Hall, number 3 Cole Rollman. Changing the numbers, number 2 Ian Jackson will be on offense. Jay Lee will be our quarterback. Caleb Whittenborn also on offense. Brody Sims, number 22. Jacob Jordan. Felix Barrientos Perez. Dalton Klein. Clayton Cordova. And I think there may be a couple of them switching in and out. Dwight Jung and also Connor Shaw is on the offense for the Dogs. Unfortunately, with the numbers slim for the Dogs, there's going to be a lot of guys going both ways. I had an interview with Coach Weldy yesterday, and he said probably between 60 and 80% of the kids will be going offense and defense. So that's a lot to ask for these young Dogs, but we'll see what happens.
Well, you're right. That is a lot to ask of these young players. But when you have um, the players that the Aurora Hound Dogs have, and it's pretty well noted that they will be going both ways, but you still have the heart that these Hound Dogs have. And as we said before, they'll give it everything they have. If they win or lose here tonight, that's immaterial as far as the heart of these players, because they're going to give it everything that they have. I want to remind you that first quarter is going to be brought to you by American Roof and Restoration, serving Southwest Missouri since 1993 with residential, commercial roofing. Give them a call, 417 678 4541. Wow, we are very fortunate because we have had some rainy weather that swept through this area the last couple of days, and tonight the field looks in absolutely perfect condition
It
as we
does.
see some of the coaches come out on the field.
They've there's a there's a prayer. Amen. Don't kick our
Amen.
dog.
And what
You
a
bet.
way to start the game is with prayer. And it's not often that you get to see this, and it's not often when they play the national anthem that everybody, as far as the spectators are concerned,
Comes together
stand.
one
And
for one.
they
Yes,
come
yes,
together.
sir.
You're absolutely right.
Yes.
And the men that I could see in the audience here this evening took their hats off, and everybody faced the flag.
I also like that also, just the simple fact that, of course, the last thing we want to see is one of these kids get hurt, whether it be weekly, monthly, or for the rest of their playing career. Hopefully
Abs-
it's a clean game, and nobody gets hurt.
You bet, absolutely. That's the one thing that I think that one of the big reasons we have the opening prayer. Good Lord will watch over us. We're going to take another
Most
break.
definitely.
We'll be back here in just a couple of minutes as both teams are prepared to come out on the field. So we'll be back right after this. Want to remind you also that tonight's broadcast of Hound Dog Football here on Talon Sports Network is brought to you in part by the Lawrence County Prevention Team. So they are one of the sponsors here this evening. And if you have an opportunity to go by the sponsors, each and every one of them, and just tell them how much you enjoy that they take the responsibility and the privilege of presenting Hound Dog Football. We are just about set to go here as the both teams have not yet made an appearance, and we have not seen the officials.
Looks like the
But
game clock 11 minutes
so,
till
yeah,
kickoff or so.
so we still have a few minutes before kickoff. So why don't you do this, Chad? Why don't you run down the Cassville
We just
Wildcat?
got Cassville's lineup handed to us. Starting on offense is DJ White, running back Zach Conan, another running back Bowen Preddy, wide receiver Brett Cooper, quarterback Devin Bates, tight end Killian Barbary, right tackle Hunter Chastain, right guard Jaden Reibert, center Troy Higgins, guard Nate Boley, and left tackle Zach Carney. Their defense, Jacob Hall's playing defensive tackle along with Nate Boley. They also got Jaden Reeder at defensive end with Aaron Pryor. Linebacker core is Killian Barbary, Zach Conan, and Jacob Olberts. Cornerback Jerome Ewing. Cornerback DJ White. Safety Jericho Ferris. And free safety Bowen Preddy. Looking here at the lineup, they have approximately, if this is the way they are going, 6 guys that are crossed over that are actually going offense and defense. Cassville does, Wayne.
So
So there'll be, on both sides, there'll be some guys, a lot of guys getting a lot of plays and snaps.
you bet. And the score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave a lasting impression. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our community for tomorrow. This message was brought to you by Access Family Care. So we have still about 9 minutes to go, and out comes one of the Cassville players. We we still see that neither team has come out on the field yet. And so why don't we do this, Chad? Why don't we take another break and let the people listen to the people that make this broadcast possible?
You bet.
We'll be back right after this. Or a Hound Dog already on the opposite side of the field as we view them from the press box and waiting on Cassville to make their appearance. And we must have, well, we have the band on one side and cheerleaders along with the band on this side of the field. So quite a band um, as they prepare for their Cassville Wildcats. And we see them at the far end of the goalpost getting ready to make their appearance. Boy, what a night for football. We had talked about the weather. We see some heavy hanging clouds.
They like their Wildcats
approaching.
down here.
Oh, they love their Wildcats.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, just as
They-
Aurora loves their Hound Dogs.
They've had a good run these last 10 or 12 years, starting with those back-to-back championships they won in 2008, 2009. But they've built a good tradition down here, and they have a good following.
It'll be interesting to see how this game goes tonight, Chad, because we know this. We know that on paper, Aurora probably will not win this game, but you never know. Anything can happen, and generally does in the game of football.
And yeah, there's always a backstory to things, but Cassville just lost a 4-year starter and quarterback Shannon Haney.
Right.
So tonight's quarterback is a senior, Devin Bates. This is going to be his first start. So, luckily for him, he's at home. But there's a lot of unknown here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And when you look at Jay Lee, the senior from Aurora, and I think he is going to get to start here this evening.
Yeah. And what I just to piggyback off what I was saying, that the coach, the head Cassville's coach, has been very fortunate to have a guy call the offense for 4 years in varsity football. That's just unheard of. So he's going to have to do some learning curve tonight. And that's kid, he's listed at 5'9", 145 pounds. So we don't want anybody to get hurt, but he's a hit away from the backup. So you don't know. We're gonna wait and see.
Oh, absolutely. Both teams waiting on the officials to march out to the center of the field. We have not yet had the coin toss. And now the officials gathering around the Cassville Wildcats and the Aurora Hound Dogs.
Real quickly, Wayne, if I could, a new rule this year.
Yes.
Misha, the state adopted a new 40-second play clock in football. And that's going to be new for everyone. Normally the clock would start at 40 seconds instead of the customary 25 like in years past. But they adopted this rule. So the new 40-second play clock will begin immediately when the covering official signals the end of a play, such as when a runner is marked down or a pass is incomplete. There will be no signal from the referee to start the play clock. The ball will be live when the game official places it on the ground and steps away. And that is a new thing this year. And talking with Coach Weldy yesterday, they simulated it in practice Wednesday night. But you have to think of all the variables in the game, the chain gang, the refs. This is all the players. This is a new thing for Missouri sports and football. So there's going to be a learning curve in that too. I hope there's not some distraction or whatnot. But we're going to kind of see as it goes how this rule is implemented. I don't think the coach was very fond of it, and I don't think a lot of them are. But they're trying to speed the game up, and so we're going to kind of see how that works out tonight.
Well, you're right, absolutely right, and it will work out because each team is going to have to get used to it. Both teams out at midfield, and 4 representatives from each team as we get set for the coin toss. There it is, and the Aurora Hound Dogs
called it.
Will call as the visiting team. Cassville they're talking to. So we'll see, and Cassville will defend the goal to our right as you're looking at your radio. And Aurora will receive. And they will start on offense first.
Okay.
Wow, that is a good thing. I think Aurora, their offense probably is as far as
we went to the
side of the ball.
jamboree the other night, and there was some good plays that they ran and scored and whatever. And yeah, let's jump on them first, Wayne.
You bet. And as they gather around the coach, both teams getting some last-minute instructions, and especially now just saying, guys, go out and get them.
Oh, right now, the Friday Night Lights, the adrenaline, yeah, kind of just take a deep breath, breathe, let the game come to you, do what we've talked about, do what we practiced for weeks, and you finally get to hit somebody other than your teammate.
Exactly.
It's on.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I think that these players are really, really ready for, and that's the fact that they finally get to hit somebody besides a teammate.
Two-a-days, all those. Yeah, this is why you play. It's all that pays off right now.
Well, it says Mason Patterson, I believe, is back. I can't quite see the number, but maybe that is Brendan Hall.
It looks like number 1.
Yeah, I think it is. I think
say
that's
Brendan Hall.
Ready to receive this kickoff. And we are just about ready to get this 2019 season underway.
Yes.
Back to do the kicking will be Bowen Preddy as he approaches, and we are underway. It's a high end-over-end kick coming down to about the 15, straight ahead to the 20, to the 25. Oh, no, the ball is popped up on a fumble, and down is number 11, and that would be Brett Cooper as he takes the fumble, and it went right in his arms on the opening kickoff. Wow.
Yeah, he got hit initially about the 25-yard line in a pile, and like you said, Wayne, the ball never hit the ground, and he caught it in stride, and 9 seconds into the season.
Wow, folks. 9 seconds into
sir.
This. So at the 0-9 mark, the
Cassville's lining up for 2.
Preddy takes it in, and now they're going to go for 2 on the extra point. And here's the quarterback, and he is going to be hit and dropped.
He's denied.
And he got
in.
it.
He's in.
He is in for the 2-point conversion. And just like that, it is 8-0 in favor of the Cassville Wildcats.
Wow.
So the fact that the fumble occurred, the ball never hit the ground, and in stride, Mr. Preddy just grabbed the ball in the air, and away he went on what I believe was somewhere in the neighborhood of about a 25-yard return.
That's what I would say, yes, sir.
So.
Wow. Okay, you regroup. A lot of game left, folks.
Oh, yeah. A lot of game left.
Wow.
So we'll do this kickoff again.
Well, he gets a chance to redeem himself and see what happens here.
Well, we have 11.
I hope that might have been a record. We'll have to check into that another day.
Yeah, it could have been. So here we go again.
Okay.
And back is Brendan Hall, and he is going to receive this kickoff. He's going to try it again to the 20, 25, to the 30. Actually, he is hit and knocked down at about the 26-yard line.
About a 15-yard gain.
So that's where they'll put it in place. So they get about a 15-yard return on the kickoff. Wow. Well, this game didn't start the way that Aurora wanted it to, but it sure did the way that Cassville wanted to. So we have 1 turnover, and we have a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Here's a handoff straight up the middle and out across the 30-yard line to about the 32-yard line. They'll bring up second down and about 4. So it's straight ahead handoff. And I believe
that was Jay Lee. That was Jay Lee.
Jay Lee. So, and here we come to the line of scrimmage, and we have a motion by one of the backs and a hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Trio.
And
Wildcats.
wow, going forward, let's see where they mark this,
That was
because
number 2, Ian Jackson on the
and I
carry.
think they blew the whistle back at the 33-yard line, so they're going to give him maybe a half yard on this. It'll bring up third down and 3 yards to go. Out to the left, one receiver. Out to the right is another. And here's the snap, back looking. There's a pass over the middle. It's caught at the 40-yard line and tackled almost immediately at the 41.
Yeah, that was by number 22.
And that would be
Brody Sims.
Brody Sims. So Sims, from his wide
About a gain
receiver
of 8.
position,
Gain of 8 on the play.
a gain of 8. And
Good
so
first down.
the first down for the Aurora Hound Dogs. And now we have a whistle, and what do we have? One of the officials.
The tee.
A
They
kicking
left
tee.
Cassville left the kicking tee on the field, and the back judge just found it.
So, timeout for that. Splitting way to the right is
First down and 10 from the 41 for the Dogs.
here is motion back to this side of the field, and is hit as he pitches it back, but knocked down at the 35-yard line is Brendan Hall, and boy, did he get smothered. So he's going to lose. They're going to mark it back up
About
to
-6, I believe, on the play.
Yeah, they're going to mark it back up to the 37-yard line. So it's going to
4.
bring up 2nd and 14 on the 37-yard line.
They read that on the outside and seen that one coming. Jay Lee took a shot pitching it.
So Jay Lee under center, waiting for the snap. He gets it back as he goes to the right side. And here's a pass that's just in and out of the hands of Caleb Whittenborn. So Caleb was open, but the ball was in and out of his hands. So that will bring up 3rd and 14 from the 37-yard line. So let's see what they can do as far as the Aurora Hound Dogs moving this football.
Kind of seeing how this play clock, there's still 20 seconds on the play clock, so they have time to get it running to the line of scrimmage with 12 still on the play clock, so they have time to get it off.
Plenty of time. Jay Lee under center, waiting for the snap. He gets it. Back he goes. Here's a pass that is caught at the line of scrimmage and knocked down, but they're going to give him forward progress all the way out to they have the I formation. Here's the snap. Here's a handoff off to
Number 34.
Preddy. And Preddy is going to be hit and dropped for about a 6-yard gain, or make it 5 yards, I guess, up to about the 40-yard line.
I think we're going to hear Mr. Preddy and Mr. DJ White's number a lot tonight.
I think you're right. They have one lone end all the way out to the right, and here's the snap, and here's the pass, and it is wide open to Barbie, and Barbie is down the field, the sidelines, and finally knocked out of bounds as he crosses the 30 down to the 25 to about the 20, and they're going to say inside the 20, so that's going to be a pass of about 35 yards. Wow. So here come the Wildcats to the line of scrimmage as Bates, quarterback, hands it to uh, Bowen, or that's actually Preddy, and Preddy takes it down inside the 15-yard line down to about the 13.
About a gain of 5 or 6 on the
Yeah,
play,
it's
Wayne.
going to be a gain of about 6, looks like. It's going to bring up 2nd and 4 from about the 13-yard line. So the defense getting tested here early.
First time Cassville's been in the red zone this evening, and let's see how the Hounds stack up against them here.
Split out to the right is DJ White. Here is the snap, and here's a handoff to the first back through. And
Good hit.
he is going to be hit and dropped, and it does not get the first down. He's going to be short, gets down to just short of the 10-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and about 1, looks like.
That was a good hit by 57, Dalton Klein there to keep him from getting the first down.
This play being brought in by Brett Cooper for Cassville as he splits out to the left, and DJ White will split out to the right. 2 backs in the I formation. Here's the snap. Here's a handoff straight ahead to Pretty. He is going to get into the end zone from
about 11 yards.
About the 11-yard line at the 7:04 mark here in the first period, and a 11-yard run. Boy, he had a hole to run through, and
yes,
he didn't stop until he hit the end zone.
Yes, he did.
Here they line up again for the 2-point conversion. And here's the snap, and they didn't get in.
Oh,
so they are
denied.
stopped. Stopped at the 1-yard line, so they did not get in. Good job by the defense for the Aurora Hound Dogs.
Mr. Preddy had over 1,000 all-purpose yards last year as a junior, Wayne. He had 616 rushing yards to go with 426 yards on 11 catches. So, like we said, we're going to see him a lot tonight, and they haven't even went to Mr. 3, DJ White, which was third-team All-State last year as a receiver. So they have a lot of weapons to go with that we're going to have to figure out a way. 7:04 left in the first quarter. Wildcats 14, Hound Dogs 0.
2-point conversion failed, and good job by the defense.
Yeah, they stacked him up right there about the 1-yard line and denied him.
So here we go again with the kickoff. Back will be Brendan Hall as he is in the middle, flanked on the right side by Rollman. Oh, here's the approach and the boot, and it's going to be a short kick. And it's dropped.
Get on it.
By Hall, and he falls on it. So it was a short kick. It hit about the 25-yard line and took a weird hop, but he missed it the first time and then fell on it. So that's where the Hound Dogs will set up shop.
About the 17-yard line, I believe, Wayne.
Yes, it is. So
okay.
Back on the 17, and we have a timeout. So we have a timeout. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back right after this.
positions that they're not accustomed to, or maybe is their best spot. You know, when you're thin on numbers and roster, then the coaches just put him in with the best that can help the team.
You bet.
But there's not a lot of depth. We were giggling on the way down. You're first or second team something on the Dogs this year.
Well, 30-0, and that may be too much to overcome, but let's see if we can't do something here and maybe get on the scoreboard. Back at the 5-yard line and straight ahead is, I believe that is Hall, and it is, and he gets out to the 15, crosses the 20 to about the 23-yard line, and that's where the Aurora Hound Dogs will set up shop. Well, let's see if we can't get them some momentum.
We got to stop the bleeding here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, the best way to do that is to just move the ball on offense. And let's see if we can do that.
Both teams play a 4-3 defense. We hadn't talked about much of that yet, but Lee pitched it on the outside. Looks like about a gain of 5 there.
Yeah.
You're going to give him 5?
I think so. I think they're going to give him at least 5 yards on the pitch out.
It looked like number 22, which would be Brody Sims on the carry.
Yeah, and they're going to give him a gain of 5. Sims takes it around the right side. So they can move the ball. And if they can just get some momentum going, 9.5 minutes left in this second period. Split way out to the left side, one receiver. Here's the snap, and straight ahead, the handoff. Not a lot of running room. Let's see what they will give him out to about the 30-yard line. So he's going to pick up a couple of more, maybe about 2.5 or 3 yards.
I'm waiting to see the official total.
Yeah, and it's going to be.
The scoreboard here is something to reckon with. They gave him 3. They gave him 3 there.
Yeah, 3rd down and 2. Let's see if we can get the first down.
Here's 22 on the outside.
And he still on his feet. Got run out of bounds.
That was Brody Sims on the carry, and that definitely moves the chains. There was some running room on the outside there, and one-on-one, he got pushed out of bounds, but we'll take that.
You bet that's a first down all the way out to about the 38-yard line.
Okay.
So that's the momentum we were talking about. To the line of scrimmage, here they come. Under center is the quarterback as he hands it off and straight ahead, crossing the 40-yard line.
It's like Cole Rollman on the carry.
Yeah, it is Rollman.
I think he still gave him about 2 there.
Yep, and he just lowered his head, and boy, I mean, he got met in the hole. Otherwise, he had clear sailing.
That flex bone, you got misdirection, guys coming in and out and across. And
here's a pass over the middle. It's caught by, I believe that's Jordan, and he gets out to about the 46 or 47-yard line.
Yeah, that's about a gain of 7 there. All right.
All right, so it's going to be 3rd down and about a yard, it looks like. So good going, guys. 3rd and 1. See if we can keep this momentum going. Splitting to the left side will be Wittenborn as the quarterback under center. And Lee straight ahead, and he is going to be close.
Yeah.
Boy, is it going to be close.
No,
they say he has it.
Forward progress.
He has it, so that's the first down, number 2. Way to go, guys. So the ball is on the 49-yard line, and he had to get just inside the 48.
That's, I believe, the 4th first down for the Dogs here, and 2nd this drive. So it's the best sustainable drive we've had so far. And see if they can keep it going.
Jay Lee under center as he skirts around the right side. Gets over one man. Still on his feet. Still as he gets knocked out of bounds. And he crosses midfield down to about the 46-yard line. Let's see where they place it. But good going as he gets
About
what
4.
looked, yeah, got about 4, but what looked like a lot more, but they say he stepped out of bounds at the 46. 2nd and 6 for the Hound Dogs.
First time we've been across 50-yard line so far, Wayne. So
Yep.
progress.
We are making progress. And I say we're a big part of this team also.
Yes,
Here
we
straight
are.
ahead is
Jay
Lee
Lee.
as he takes the quarterback sneak or the quarterback keeper and gets to about the 45, and it may have crossed the 45 to about the 44. And well, they're going to say the tail end of the ball is right
They're
on
giving
the
him 3 on that
45.
carry.
So 3rd down and about 4. Let's see what we do now. If they don't make it, do they go on
Well,
4?
you know, there's 7 minutes left. Let's see. Let's see what the Dogs got here.
Yeah. Here's the snap, and around the right side is Lee. He's
Yes,
got the
sir.
first down,
Oh,
crosses the
there's
40,
a flag.
and we have a flag on the play, and that may be clipping. And if it is, it's on the Aurora Hound Dogs.
It's normally in the neighborhood, yes.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing. They're
Darn.
walking back.
Ouch.
Ugh. Holding, not clipping. So
That'll bring it back to 10-yard back from that, about 3rd and 14.
Yep.
I believe from the 42.
It's what it's going to be.
Well, let's cross that 50-yard line again then.
Well, it did it once. We can do it again. Heavy clouds moving in. We hope we don't get any rain here this afternoon. Splitting out to the left side is Wittenborn. As here's the snap and the pass over the center, and it's caught. First down, crossing the 40-yard line.
Great catch by Brody Sims, number 22.
Sims leaped up and caught that. It looked like one-handed, and he pulled it back in. So
all the way down
catch.
to the 38. About a 15-yard gain on that. Yeah, he one-handed it. It was kind of almost a little thrown behind him, and he was in traffic. But what a catch by Sims.
It was a great catch.
Once again, the Dogs move the chains.
So it looks like Anderson split to the left side. Here is a motion by Sims, and here's the handoff straight ahead, and wow, he moved the pile all the way down to the 30-yard line.
That was Ian Jackson on the carry, my amigo, for 8 yards.
Wow.
Down to the 30. Good hard run, Ian Jackson.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and about 2. So the Aurora Hound Dogs are doing exactly what we said, and they're taking up a lot of time, almost 5.5 minutes left before halftime. And here's Lee under center, waiting for the snap. He gets it, and straight
Once
ahead
again,
he goes.
Ian Jackson.
He gets a first down.
He's running hard, had those legs moving the whole time.
Wow, what a
That was about a gain of 7 and another first down for the
another
Dogs.
first down. You got it.
That is, I believe, our 4th this drive.
Yeah, the tackle was made by Jaden Rebert.
We're almost in the red zone here. Let's crack another code, Wayne.
So here we go, 1st and 10, 5 minutes and 8 seconds. The clock is running. In motion is Rollman. Here is the pass, and it's going to a wide open. Oh, just overthrown.
Actually hit the pylon, but there is a flag on the play. We'll see. Jay Lee had to wait. Hopefully it's not.
Well, it
on
may
the
be
Dogs,
where it is. It may be holding, and it is holding, and it's against Aurora.
Okay, well,
So
it's
we'll
still
just,
first down.
and it's in the backfield, so it's going to cost them more than 10 yards. So it's going to march this thing all the way back out to about the 40-yard line. And it's going to be on the 38 is where they're going to set up shop. It's wow. And that's going to bring up
1st and 25 probably.
pretty close to it. It's going to be 10.
We were down to the
about 20.
22. Now we're on the 38.
So it's first and 10 from the 38-yard line.
It is not
all the way out to the
scoreboard's
38.
messed up.
So here is Lee as he waits for the snap. He gets it, trying to maneuver. He is being rushed, and he gets the
He's
pass
wide
off,
open, yes.
and wide open. And
Did
did
they
he make
give him
the
the
catch? No, they said he was
Oh.
out of bounds. Wow, what a try.
That
And that was, I believe,
he did. If it would have
was
been college,
Jordan, I think.
he had 1 foot down, but the second foot
Yeah.
did not get down. That was
Wow,
number 14, I believe, Caleb Wittenborn.
I believe it was. Yeah.
But maybe, maybe they could find some holes in that coverage there because Jay Lee swept to the right side there and had some room to throw it.
Well,
Second
here we go.
26
In
from the
motion
38.
is what, and around the corner tries to go Sims, and he is going to be hit and stopped for very little gain, maybe a couple of yards or a yard. So we're going to give him 1 yard on the play. So about 4.5 minutes left before halftime. 30-0 the score here, and if you are just tuning in, the opening kickoff was fumbled, and after 9 seconds, Cassville was on the board with a touchdown and the extra point. Here is, again, Lee is under pressure, under a lot of pressure, and now he is going to be way back in enemy territory, and he throws it, and it's incomplete. I mean, he was back to about the
40-yard line.
The 40, his own 40-yard line.
He
And
ran back about 25 yards before he finally let that ball go, and whew, that could have been ugly.
well, they had a blitz, and it looked like for Cassville, it looked like one of the linebackers had a free shot at him. Here is the kick, and it's going to be a high end-over-end kick that's going to come down and hit on about the
rolls all the way down
10-yard line, or about the 15, I guess. And that's where Cassville will take over.
You know, the Hounds showed some promise there and got 4 first downs, but also lost a lack of discipline there, and a couple penalties really hurt us there. And like I said, we got down to the 22, and then we started going backwards.
Well, Cassville gave up 22 points to open this game in the first quarter, and but they have only given up 1 touchdown here in this second quarter, and Cassville is going to have about 90 yards to go, 91 yards to go if they want to score. And they can do it in a hurry, but let's give the defense for the Wildcats a little credit because they have really been on the field a lot here in this opening half. 3 minutes and 51 seconds left in this second quarter as both teams, one of the teams, and I believe it was Cassville, took a timeout. They're on the sidelines talking to their coach.
No, they still have 3 on the board. I think just before the change of possession, giving the boys maybe a water break. And
maybe that's it. I thought that Cassville had called a timeout, but evidently not. So you're right. They
starting
still
from the 9-yard line officially.
Wow. So from the 9-yard line, here they go. Under center is Bates, and he gets the snap, pitches it back out to
hold. There's a hold. If they,
wow,
my!
And gone.
I did not believe that.
Priestley,
Oh.
and he is gone for 91 yards. 91 yards.
That the Roar coaches will be upset when they watch film tomorrow morning on that one. There was a hold. Number 23 had a jersey. Wayne, I'm not whining, but I saw it from here.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Wow.
He did. There was a reason why he got around the outside that quick. Hate to diss the refs there, but wow, that was a tough one. 91 yards by Mr. Preddy.
91 yards by Mr. Preddy.
Wow.
And now we have a Cassville calling a timeout. So we're going to keep it right here. A 91-yard run at the 3:37 mark here in this second period.
Wow.
And I have just made the comment that Cassville controlled the clock for about 5.5, 6 minutes here in this second period by getting, I think, 4, maybe 5 first downs. but penalties, 2 holding penalties
Wow.
were very, very costly to the Wildcats, or I should say to the Hound Dogs, and it allowed the Wildcats then to receive the punt, and it took them one play.
Yeah,
It
that
went
was
91 yards by Mr. Preddy. So they,
Mr. Preddy approximately has 8 carries on 132 yards. Uh, yeah, pick your poison with these Wildcats. Wayne.
oh yeah, you're not a kidding.
Wow, he's got some weapons at his disclosure, and
36-0 right now, and will they go for 2? I would say they've been doing it all the first half, so they probably will to try to make it 38-0.
no,
Boot this one through. Waiting for the snap. They get it. Ball down. Kick up. And it is wide to the
No
right.
good.
No good. So,
you know that
6 points.
they let Mr. Hernan Hernandez try that extra point, and he's a freshman. Um, they have an third-team All-State kicker coming back last year, the one that kicked the winning field goal against Lamar. So with this score 36-0, giving an underclassman a chance to get in there and see what he can do. But with 3:37 left in the second quarter, it is the Cassville Wildcats 36 and your Aurora Hound Dogs 0.
Yeah, and even though it's 36-0, you really have to hand it to the Aurora Hound Dogs because they have not given up, and they could have just gone flat the last time they were on offense.
No, they had
But,
some good.
but they decided that by George, we're in this ball game and we're going to score, and it's really too bad that those penalties came just at the wrong time. 3:37 remaining before halftime. Back to do the kicking will be, I believe, Mr. Miller. As he approaches, boots it, and it is a short kick coming down, and the ball is dropped, and it's picked up, and now straight ahead,
Yeah, he's
crossing
got some room.
the 30, the 35 to the 40-yard line, and let's see where they're going to mark him, and I believe
That was Cole
that
Rollman.
was Mr. Rollman. You're right.
Yes, it was, and he had it opening up the middle, and
Boy, he took
boy,
advantage
he was
of that.
one tackle away from going to the house.
They put it on the 42-yard line, so out comes Jay Lee as he is giving instructions to his team. Break the huddle to the line of scrimmage. Out on the right side is Wittenborn. One back in the backfield. Here is under center is Jay Lee waiting for the snap, and he gets it, turns the corner,
Yeah,
and
wow.
he is hit and dropped, but he crosses the 45. He's going to get out to about the 47-yard line.
He got flipped in the air there and went airborne for a minute, Wayne, and luckily he come up and it's okay. And he's our leader on the team where he's up there ready to call another play, but gain of 6.
To the right side comes Wittenborn, or I should say left side. Here's the snap. Back looking over the center. Here's the pass. It's caught by, I believe, by Sims, and he is down inside the 35-yard line, down to about the 33-yard line.
That's about a 20-yard gain there, Wayne.
You bet. 2:50 on the clock as the clock continues to move. And you're right, this 40-second clock has not come in to play at all tonight. Here comes the Hound Dogs up to the line of scrimmage. Under center, in motion is Sims. Here's the snap, back and looking. Now will he run? He tucks it up and he turns the corner to the 30, to the 35, down inside the 25 to about the
21.
To the 21.
That'll be another first down, I believe.
That's going to be awfully close. It is a first down.
Once again, Jay Lee leaves his feet, spins in the air for the first down, and now you're one. Even though it is 36-0, we got 2:18 on the clock, and we want to get on that board.
Brendan Hall in the game. Out to the right side goes Jacob Jordan. To the left side is Kyle Anderson. Here's the snap, looking over the middle, still looking, still looking. Now he's going to run down the right side, still looking, gets a good block, and
He's
he
running.
is
He
under.
puts his head down.
I was going to say, he is ducked his head, and I mean, he sent somebody flying on defense. And you just really have to hand it to Jay Lee because he is giving
running
everything.
hard.
So it's going to bring up second and about 8.
2-yard gain.
So the ball on the 20, or I should say the 19-yard line. Scoreboard has the 29.
You're right.
Here is Lee under center, and he gets the snap. Here's a handoff around the left side is Rollman, and he is going to cross the 20 and get down to about the
15 and a half.
About the 15 or 14 or the 16-yard line, I guess, is where they say his knee hit. And it'll be third and about 5. Third down and 5. 54 seconds the clock.
We still have 2 timeouts, but we need to see what happens here.
Wittenborn off to the left, and here's the snap. And he is going to be. My goodness!
What happened to horse collar? Seen him.
And they grabbed his helmet.
Yeah, I seen it.
And now the coach for Cassville says it was a fumble, but they're saying no, it was not a fumble.
The clock is still running, Wayne.
Yeah, at 26 seconds.
I thought there was a hand on the back of the helmet there, but looks like we're going to let it tick down.
Yeah, I think they're going to let it. A timeout call by the
Aurora.
by Aurora. Start to say Cassville, but surely they wouldn't call a timeout. Well, we'll take a timeout and let you listen to one of the sponsors. We'll be right back right after this. And along with Chad Estes. Boy, Chad, I will say this, that I'm not sure if the officials saw it or not, but when you have someone grab the back of the helmet, I thought that was a penalty.
Yeah, well, it normally is. We'll leave it at that. We're gonna line up 4th and 14 from the 25 and see what we can pull out of the bag of tricks here. And
yeah, let's see what we can do. They may try to. And Cassville almost drawn off sides. Here's the quarterback back, and he just gets out of trouble. Still on his feet, and now he is going to be dropped.
I think
back.
After all that, for about a 2-yard loss on the play, Wayne, he ran probably 20.
Yeah, you're right. He did. He was.
That Jay Lee's giving everything he's got, though. I'd almost let him go to the sideline and take this last play off. Get back and regroup here. He's putting his head down and flipping and flying and doing everything he can here.
Yeah.
But like I said, folks, we're not only outnumbered man-wise, but crowd-wise, they're just going to take a knee.
They're going to take a knee, and they do. So that's going to do it here at the half. So the score, as we end up this half, will be 36 for the Cassville Wildcats and 0 for the Aurora Hound Dogs. So we'll take a break, and we'll come back right after this. Cassville, Missouri. And boy,
Wow.
I've been looking out, and I'm looking at some of the clouds as they roll in, and they are getting very dark and very heavy. So we might get a few raindrops here as the Cassville Wildcat Band is out on the field. Chad, this first half that the Aurora Hound Dogs made it through, boy, they had some opportunities, but a couple of holding calls really cost them. And they were, I shouldn't say only, but they were down 30 points at the time. And had they scored, that would have given them a great, huge lift, and it would have given them some momentum going on defense.
Yeah, right now, especially the way the game started, 9 seconds into the game, Cassville's on the board. You're just looking for some confidence. Any kind of momentum you can build is a building block. But like I said, these Wildcats are seasoned and they have a lot coming back. But you know, the I I'm proud to see these dogs still fighting. Not just Jay Lee, Ian Jackson. Those last two carries ran hard. But right now, you're playing for yourself. You're playing for your town. You're playing for your school. It's about pride right now. And Coach Weldy, I'm sure, is not liking the way this is starting out and right now, but I'm sure he's talking to his young kids
Right.
mostly and trying to settle them down and talk about what we did do good.
You're right when you talk about some underclassmen because lots of freshmen, sophomores that's out there for the first time. And this is their first time that they've been out against competition like
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I was talking with Coach Weldy the other night, and he couldn't even tell me when Aurora did not have a JV team. When you don't have that time to get ready for varsity, and you're kind of somewhat thrown in the fire, then, sometimes results like this happen because, we're outmanned.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And we are pretty much outmanned when you look at the difference in weight across the line of scrimmage, because Aurora is going to average somewhere around 200 pounds per man, and not quite that much for the Aurora Hound Dog. The scoring went like this at the 9-second mark in the opening kick. As the opening kick was kicked by the Cassville Wildcats down to Aurora, but the kick was fumbled and is picked up by Coleman, and he returned it 25 yards for the touchdown. And so in 9 seconds into the game, Cassville was on the scoreboard, and they uh, converted on the two-point conversion. The score was at that point 8-0. Then at the 7:04 mark, there's 11-yard run by Pretty, and the two-point conversion failed, and the score at that time then was 14-0. And then at the 48-second mark, an 18-yard pass from Bates was completed to Pretty, and the two-point conversion. Therefore, the score was at the end of the first period was 30-0 in favor of the Cassville Wildcats. In the second period, at the 10:10 mark, a 30-yard pass from Bates to Pretty, and the score then was actually that was the 30-point mark, and then a 91-yard run. And boy, did that hurt, and it was because of two holding penalties, and the Aurora Hound Dogs had to kick. And on the first play from scrimmage, a 91-yard run by Pretty, and the two-point conversion failed. So the score here at the half, 36 in favor of the Cassville Wildcats, nothing for the Hound Dogs.
And it was brought to my attention earlier for our listeners and watchers out there that we had a little glitch on the web TV, but we're okay now. But there's also 3 ways never to miss a Hound Dog game. One, you can watch at www.aurorawebtv.com. You can also listen on the radio at KSWM AM 940. And we're also streaming audio at www.radiotalon.com 24/7. So we want to apologize for any issues that we have earlier in the game. We're just getting started here, and there's a lot going on. And anyway, we hope that you're able to catch and watch or listen, and we'll see what the second half brings. But brought to my attention that we had a little glitch earlier, but we are okay at this time.
Well, next week it's East Newton, and that's going to be at home, and that might be a whole different ball game next week.
Yeah, last year that was one of our victories against East Newton. We won at East Newton 33-0, and I can't remember who they're playing tonight. I'd have to look here earlier. But the first half, we had a couple bright spots. Jay Lee had 14 carries. He's been our man on the ground for 48 yards, and he also had 8 completions for around 60 yards, and 40 of those yards was to Brody Sims.
Yes.
So we've found some openings in that coverage, but now with it being 36-0, Cassville does receive the kickoff, but will the mercy clocks? I believe the mercy clock will start. Unless it's changed, I believe it's 35-0 or
Yes.
35 points in the second half.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if it's 35.
That was one of the things we definitely talked about wanting to avoid
Exactly.
on our way down here. But we might beat the rain after all.
Yeah, we might. The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave a lasting impression. The next time you're at a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our community for tomorrow. This message was brought to you by Excess Family Care. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back right after this. In favor of the Cassville Wildcats. And even though the Wildcats have not made an appearance yet, Aurora Hound Dogs. They're out first. They're ready to go, going through some preliminary warm-ups here to get ready for the second half. And, you know, the score may be um, 36 to nothing, but I'll guarantee you this: these young men, they're going to give it their all again. They're going to see if they can't stop the Cassville Wildcats and get some momentum of their own.
Yeah, look, we knew it was going to be a tough task coming down here, but a 36 point hole. Um, you know, these kids, they wish there was more out. They wish they had more depth, but you know, right now, looking at them, they're not giving up. So, you know, hats off to them, Wayne, to come out here, even in this rough atmosphere, and try to put a stop to the Wildcats.
Well, when you, like you say, when you think about it, and you look at these young men from Aurora with the underclassmen that we have, uh, graduated 14 seniors off of this squad from last year. There's
Yeah.
a lot of holes to fill.
Yeah,
And
and even a couple of those boys went on. We talked about went on to play
yes,
at Evangel. I believe Mr. Martinez and Mr.
right.
Clark, and congratulations to them guys. And they're probably getting ready to hit some heads this weekend soon. But yeah, you know, on the contrary, you know, here we're talking about a lot of freshmen and sophomores. You know, if these kids stick together, and a couple years from now, you know, we'll have some leadership. But losing 14, like you said. You know, Jay Lee and Cordova and Rollman and a couple of these guys are trying to be leaders on and off the field, but um, you know,
Well,
here
you
come the
know,
Cats, and they look like they're still hungry too.
you bet. And you know, it's really a shame that the Hound Dogs had to open on the road and to the number 8 team in the nation or in the state. And when you look at that and you look at the score, these guys have nothing really to hang their heads about. They have given it their all, and we'll see what the second half has in store here for the
Looks like there's
Hound
still
Dogs.
three. It looks like they put 3 more minutes on the clock before half, so we got a little more time than what we thought here. I want to shout out real quick to all my friends and family and alumni listening across the state and the Ozarks. I'm blessed to be in this position with my partner here, and even though the results is what I want tonight, you know, I'm very proud and blessed to be in this position. So I want to thank the management for giving me the opportunity to call this game for my town, my school, and I have Hound Dog pride, and I just wanted to let that be known, and thank you.
You know, um, Chad, I haven't done this in 3 or 4 or 5 years, and when they asked if I would be willing to come down here, I obviously said yes. And when you think about this rivalry that exists between Aurora and Cassville, and you look at the Big 8 conference the way it used to be, the 8 teams that they had,
Right.
and the rivalry that existed with Cassville and Monette, Aurora,
Mount
and
Vernon.
Mount Vernon.
Right.
That that those 4 teams, with the exception of Carl Junction,
Right.
was you look at the percentages.
Seneca was
They
tough there
really,
at times.
yeah,
Right.
Seneca
You know,
was
and
a big part of that.
I even when I was at the school the other day, sitting in on the interview with Coach, I tried to ask the athletic director. I wanted to dig in the books a little bit and see if I could get some overall head-to-head, you know, where we were at, because you know, I've been around town and the program, and I know in the '90s we had some success against them, and I know way back even in the '60s and stuff. A couple of my fellow dog friends have said that, you know, we had their numbers. So I wonder how close it is head to head. I don't know, but obviously in the most recent 15 years that we know, you know, they've had our number, and there is sunshine, folks. Talking to Coach yesterday, the way the Big 8 is aligned now with the East and West, Cassville will not be on our schedule next year. So unless
That's
it's a playoff or something, we will not be playing the Wildcats in the regular season next year. I'm not for sure how it goes. You know, this year we don't play Monette, we don't play Seneca, we don't play Nevada, and we don't play those teams. So
Right.
they kind of do a little. Your first 3 games are kind of revolving out of the other division, and I'm not sure who will come, but I know Cassville will fall off our schedule. Talking to coach the other day, I wasn't aware of that, and there's a little friendly rivalry between coach and his son. We talked. He's
There is,
actually the
yes.
athletic, or the no, I'm sorry, offensive coordinator. Clay is the Craig Weldy's son. Clay is the offensive coordinator for Cassville. So he said they hadn't talked this week. They were maybe going to chat tomorrow. So
Well, we are.
unfortunately, son's getting dad's number tonight so far, but maybe we can turn it around here as we
You
start
bet.
to kick off.
Here it is, the opening kickoff here in the second half, and it is going to come down to about the 11-yard line and straight ahead, still on his feet, gets out to almost to the 30-yard line. They're going to set up shop with the Wildcats on the 29-yard line. Back out on the field, we see DJ White, and don't see Bates yet. And yep, there he is. He is just now coming out
Kind
on
of
the
wonder
field at
how
quarterback.
how long. We'll see how this starts. How long that first team will be in there. We might not see these guys much more if they get another score or two up, Wayne.
And here's the snap and a handoff straight ahead, crossing the 35 to out to about the 36-yard line. So picking up about 5 or 6 yards on the play, and they're going to mark it right on the 36-yard line, or just short of it.
That was number 23, Zach Conan, on the carry. I think they're going to give him credit for 6.
Yes, they are. Second down, second down and 4. Under center is Bates as he takes the snap, hands it off to number 23 that's in the game, and that is Zach Conan.
Conan again.
And we have an
Uh-oh.
Aurora player down.
That's number 3.
Oh boy, and that is
Cole Rollman.
Coleman. Oh man.
I didn't see what happened, but
I didn't either, but I saw the
rolled
Cassville.
over on his left side.
The Cassville
boy.
player, when
Boy.
he hit him, and I'm not sure that. See what
hope he's okay.
is going on, because
I'm
they're
hoping it's a
checking
cramp.
that.
I'm hoping
Well,
it's a cramp. Wayne.
I'm hoping it is too, but they're checking the left knee.
The way he.
So he is still
Oh.
up. Now he's jumping
yeah.
up.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it was just a cramp.
That's what I was hoping. You bet.
So he's
Last thing we want to see that somebody
Oh,
get hurt, folks.
yeah.
Up 36 or down 36.
Well, he's limping just a bit on that left leg, and so he's going to come out of the game.
Yeah, I think he has to for
He
one
has
play,
to.
doesn't he?
Right. He has to for at least one play, but he may not come back in because he was limping just a bit. Well, here we go. Under center is Evan
32.
Bates, as he has 2 backs in the backfield. And now there is the handoff.
Wow.
Now here goes Bates. Bates is still on his feet at the 15, the 10, the 5, and a touchdown.
Wow. 63 yards on that carry. I didn't see how he got through there, Wayne.
I didn't either, but and I didn't think he had the ball.
I didn't either.
But he
Wow,
did.
he
He
tricked us.
kept it, and away he did.
Wow. Well, if we were wondering about Mr. Bates' speed, yeah, he's got it.
Boy, does
Wow.
he? Does he? So that now is 42 points. Here's the snap. Kick is up, and it is
Wide.
wide to the right again. So
About in the same place the last kick was by Mr. Hernandez, number 17, the
yes.
freshman.
Yep. So that, let's see if the clock is, no, the clock is stopped. So they don't have the,
Well, I think it'll start in a minute. Oh, boy.
well, that didn't take long.
No.
That was
The
a
dogs are hurting. One of their key players come off the field, and maybe some of them were still thinking about him, making sure he's okay. And Mr. Bates just ran. I was in the middle of the pack, and somehow he got on the outside. And I don't know if a couple hound dog defenders thought he had handed the ball off, but
yeah.
he got outside for a 63-yard gain for the score.
Well, let's see if we can get some momentum going back again. Here is the approach and the kick, and it sails down to, I believe, Brendan Hall, and he gets it out to about crosses the 15 out to about the 20. So that's where the Aurora Hound Dogs will start their business on their own 20-yard line. So, wondering how the Cassville Wildcats would approach the second half, and that tells us that
Quick update, real quick, for some listeners. Monette is up 14-7 against number 3 Mount Vernon in the
wow,
third quarter, 14-7. Rogersville is only up 14-13. Or my bad, Lamar is up 14-13 at half against Rogersville.
here is a handoff and around the corner, and I believe that was Brody Sims as he crosses the
So we'll keep an eye on those for you,
20
folks.
25-yard line, gets out within 1 yard of a first down.
Nice
Attaboy.
9-yard run.
So it's second down, 1 yard to go. Ball is on the 29-yard line. Plenty of time to put this in play. Out to the left side comes Kyle Anderson. Under center is the quarterback. He takes and hands it straight up the middle.
Oh,
And the first down
seen some jersey, and he kept his feet running.
crosses the 35-yard line out to the 36.
That was Ian Jackson on the carry again. That was a nice first down. Move those chains for the dogs.
You bet.
He's had a couple hard runs tonight.
Now, if they can keep this momentum going, and if they can take this ball down and score, I think that they not only would say, well,
You're looking for some positive right here. Yeah, you bet.
yeah,
Something positive, because this game's still going on, but we got more weeks to come.
And here is Jay Lee as he is in trouble, and he is going to be
nowhere
hit
to
and
go.
dropped
Oh, boy.
way back at the, inside
25?
the
25?
inside the 30-yard line to about the 27 or 28. So it's on the
28-yard loss.
Yeah, 28-yard line. And boy, I tell you, when Aurora's defense, Cassville's defense is really, really stiff, and they might give up a couple of big plays, but Aurora's going to have to earn everything they get. So here we come to the line of scrimmage, and Jay Lee under center, in motion. Here's looking long.
He's got time.
Now he's going to run, and almost drops it. Almost has the ball taken out, and he
Mr.
gets
Preddy going over the top there. Kind of a little extra
so he
curricular there, but no penalty.
Yeah. So he picks up, about 5 or 6 yards on that play, just dancing around in the backfield.
Something out of nothing there.
You bet. So 6 minutes and 50 seconds left in this first period.
Cassville still has their first team D in.
Yeah, they do. Cassville still
the clock
with
is running.
Here is Lee under center, and he drops back, still looking. Oh, he's got a man way deep. And
number 22 was wide open, but he had nowhere to. He didn't have time to throw it.
He
was sacked.
Slow to get up, but now he's up on his feet. And boy, he was sacked, and I mean way back at the 20-yard line.
He was running for his life, trying to find time to throw.
And this is
He's taking some shots.
about
his last drive or two, and he's
4th down, and it says the ball on the 20, but it says 14 yards to go, but it's more like
than that.
24
more like,
yards. Here's the snap, the kick, and it's a line drive kick that's coming out across midfield, and it's going to come to rest at about the 47-yard line. So, with 5:42 and the clock is running now, as the turbo clock.
give an extra little roll or two to the 43.
So the clock will stay on, and about now the officials will stop it.
I think with possession change, they're supposed to stop it and then start it back when they have a snap.
So
Plus, I've been noticing they've been giving them an extra, like, officials timeout for water, I think is what this is.
I think you're right.
Which, no problem with that. Give them plenty of breaks.
You bet.
These kids
yeah,
are,
absolutely.
both teams are giving it their all, but they're out there, and it's not real humid, but they got to keep fluids in them for sure.
Well, it's almost ideal temperature here in Cassville, Missouri, as the Cassville Wildcats lead this thing by a score of 42-0. Wildcats will take possession on their own 47-yard line, or 48-yard line, I guess.
I think there's a new quarterback in, maybe.
And I think you're right. I think
number 8. Is that what I saw? Or
they have a new quarterback.
Number 8.
And that would be Cutter Hicks.
Sophomore.
And he will get some turns. Here's a handoff straight ahead to, I believe that is Ethan Fuchs, number 22, as he gets up out of the stack. He's going to get about a couple of yards. We'll give him 3 yards. Second down, well, they say 2nd and 8. So ball is on the Cassville side of the field at the 46-yard line. Stepping in again will be Cutter Hicks, as he has one man to the left, one to the right. Backs are split. Here's a handoff to the second back through. He is going to cross midfield, and he's going to be dropped at about the 49-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down, 3rd and a couple. Ball is on the 49-yard line, so 3rd down if we can get a stop here, guys.
Yeah,
They
big,
force him
big
to
third
kick.
down, big 3rd down.
Clock at the 4-minute mark, and now it is under 4 minutes here in this 3rd period.
Some other Big 8 scores. Hollister 9-0 in the 2nd quarter at East Newton. Seneca 20-13 over Springfield Catholic at half.
Wow.
And Reed Spring 35-6 over Nevada at half.
Here's a handoff straight ahead, and I believe he's got the 1st down. It's going to be close.
I don't know where
I believe he has
progress. Yeah, they did.
Yep, they sure did. And clock is still running and approaching about 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock.
I think they're pretty even on 1st downs, Wayne. Some of the Cassville scoring drives are one play, but
yeah,
they keep getting them too.
They break the huddle with 10 seconds on the play clock. The backs are split, 2 receivers left and right, and the snap to the new back that's in there. Then that's Farrell Oakley, or Farrell O'Kell, I guess it is.
Another sophomore, so once again, some of these sophomores have probably butted heads with some of our sophomores and Mighty Mites and stuff, but they're getting to come in up 42-0, and our guys have already been out there half of a game and then some. So, but the Dogs are still holding them here. 2nd and 9 from the 44 with 2 minutes and counting here in the 3rd quarter.
Split the wide receivers, one to the left, one to the right. Backs are in the I formation this time. And under center. Here's the snap.
Good
and,
play,
oh,
yeah.
Good play as they
Number
stack it up. Give him probably a couple of yards on the
Yeah,
play.
that was number 45, Peyton Weatherman on the tackle.
It's going to bring up third down and about 6, it looks like.
Peyton's one of our seniors, and it's rough enough to get hit around, but he come in there with his head down and put a good lick on him.
So third down and 6. Let's see if we can hold him because they're probably in 4-down territory. Ball is on the 42-yard line. Under center is Cutter Hicks. As he is waiting for the snap, he gets it, hands it off to the first back through, and he is going to pick up the first down as he gets down. Well, maybe not. They drove him back and stopped him short. So
has Cassville punted yet tonight? Cassville punted yet tonight? I don't believe they have.
I don't think they have. No, don't think they have.
He's saying fourth down and short.
So fourth down and 1 yard to go. So they'll probably go for it. The ball is on the 37-yard line.
Let's see what their backup punters got.
Into the ball game.
They are going for it. You're right.
Oh, yeah. Is Spencer Muller as he splits to the right side. Backs in the I formation as Fuchs is the I back. And here is the, waiting on the snap. Now they get it and hand it to the fullback.
2 seconds on the
and he
clock
is going to get the first down. See, crosses the 35 down to about the 33-yard line.
Host of hounds on that one. Peyton Weatherman again on the tackle. And, like I said, right now, I think that's going to be the last play of the quarter, Wayne.
I think you're right as Cassville is just standing, and there's about 6 seconds on the clock. So
they're already putting up the 4 fingers. They're ready for the fourth quarter.
They're walking off the field, and that's going to do it. So 3 quarters have been completed here at Cassville, and they lead it by a score of 42-0. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. Only score here in the second half has been a 42-yard run by Bates. 2-point conversion failed, and so we have a 42-0 score. Here come the Wildcats out. 1st and 10, the ball on the 33-yard line as they get ready.
I would be surprised if they're passing here, but I don't know.
No,
Once again, the offensive coordinator is the son, Aurora's head coach, so it shocked
here's
me. Yeah.
the snap and the ball straight up the middle, and he's going to be stacked up around the 30-yard line. So he's going to pick up about 3 or 4 yards.
This is where they got to stand tall.
And they can do that. I know they've been on the field a lot tonight, but like you said, the time of possession is probably pretty close because they have had a couple of plays where they have run it in from one 91 yards and one 42 yards.
63 yards.
So here come the Wildcats to the line of scrimmage. Split to the left side is Eli Pickett. Here's the snap and a handoff to the first back through, and he is going to be dragged down at about the 25-yard line, so it's going to be short of the first down. So it'll bring up
3rd and about 2.
3rd and just a little over 2, looks like.
This is where they need to. They're officially 3. So they need to stop them right here.
Well, let's see
Get
if we
that
can
ball
do it,
back.
because they're certainly in four down territory. And they're letting the play clock run down.
Yeah.
It's down to 10
10.
seconds right now. So they break the huddle at the line of scrimmage, and Hicks under center. He's waiting for the snap. No, he gets
he's
it as he
tripped.
falls down. And
Yes.
he
Fourth
held
down
on.
and long now.
Yeah.
That's about a 5-yard loss.
I think that they're going to say that it's going to be 4th and 5. He got back close to the line of scrimmage. Wow, that was just darn good defense.
Let's see if we can get some more pressure up the middle like last time.
As the Hound Dogs really jammed it up in the middle. So here we come to the 4th down and 5. Ball on the 27-yard line. Come on, defense, let's hold him. Under center here is Hicks, and he hands it off to the first back through, and he is going to get a first down.
Did he?
It's going to be awfully close, but I think he has it. Yep, he does.
Wishful thinking.
9 minutes and 20 seconds left on this 4th period clock as the Wildcats are on the move.
Boy, for this backup quarterback to be a sophomore and letting that play clock run down to like 2, it's almost like he's done this before. You know, he's very smart.
Yep, you're right, and that's exactly what they're doing. As there's 5, 4, 3, and he gets the snap with 2 seconds on the clock.
Oh, and he's driven back by a host of hounds.
And boy, what
number
a play.
2.
And I believe
Ian Jackson on the stop with that.
Yeah.
He ran into a wall of dogs there. That's what I like to see. Still fire, down 42 and still hitting, Wayne.
You bet. And
don't give up. I like it.
And they haven't. So in comes Moeller again as he brings the play in. He brings it in to Cutter Hicks, the quarterback, and he will split. That is, Moeller will split to the right side. Out to the left side is Brett Cooper.
2nd 10 from the 22.
Here is the quarterback under center. He hands it off to the second back through, and he is going to be hit and dropped as he crosses the 20-yard line. And he gets a short gain, but he picks up a couple. And I don't think they're really trying to score. I think what they're trying to do is just run some plays.
I believe you're right.
Aurora's been very stubborn on defense, though.
Well, right here, once again, inside the red zone, 3rd and 8. Let's see if the Dogs can stop them here and get that ball back for one last drive or two here.
You got it. 3rd down and 8 as the Aurora Hound Dogs defense digs in. To the line of scrimmage they come with about 10 seconds on the play clock as quarterback Hicks looks over the defense under center, waiting for the snap, and he finally gets it with 2 seconds on the clock.
Down to that wire, isn't he?
Yes, and the play is up the middle and not much as the ball goes to about the, looks like maybe 17-yard line. So it's going to bring up 4th and about 5 yards to go. 4th and 5. So let's stop him, boys.
Under 7 minutes. It's big down for the Hounds. Like I said, we got some pride on the line right here. And something to push forward for next Friday as we host our home game at against East Newton. But right now we need to stop.
Under center is Cutter Hicks, the quarterback, and he hands it off to the first back through, and he is swarmed under, and they are not going to get the first down. So the Hound Dogs do hold, and in comes the Wildcat defense, and out goes the offense, or the defense, I should say, for the Aurora Hound Dogs. And now the officials are going to stop the clock.
Give them another water break,
Give them another water break. That's exactly what they're going to do. So we'll take a break, and we'll be right back right after this. we thought had a first down, but they said no.
Looks like
Aurora,
looks like Mason Patterson, number 7, come in backup quarterback, sophomore Wayne for Jay Lee. Which, man, the way he's been flying around and running for his life tonight,
yeah,
he probably needed a break. And we also got 9 more games left. So
you got it.
let's see him move the chains and see if we could get something for next week, some momentum built for next week, and something to build on for Coach coming in film tomorrow.
Mason quarterback pitches it back. I believe that is Sims, and Sims is, boy, he broke one tackle.
Brody's
and
been busy, ain't he?
Yeah, he has, and he got positive yards out of that. I can't believe that he got out of the hands of that one defender and got some positive yards. It's going to bring up third down, third and about 4, it looks like. Ball is on the 22-yard line. So will they go? It's 4 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock. Third and 4. So Mason Patterson under center, and he hands it off to the first back through.
Ball,
and
the
is
ball on
fumbled.
the ground.
And let's see
It
who
looks like
comes
a
up with it.
Cassville kid could get to it, but I don't know if he got rolled over or not.
And
Hounds,
it is still Aurora's
Hounds
ball.
got it back. Looks like number 47 there. Cameron Savage, the sophomore, got that ball back, which good for him.
So with 4 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock, Mason Patterson still the quarterback, so it looks like on fourth down, 4th and 3, so they're going to go for it. Might
Yeah,
as well
why not, Wayne?
see what we can do. Here is Patterson under center, and there's a snap, and he goes straight ahead.
He got it.
And I believe he got it. He's going to get out to about the 39-yard or the 29-yard line, and that's a first down. Good going.
Good job. And like we said earlier, folks, next week's our first home game, and I know it's they're going to have some things for the fans. They're going to have a dunk tank. I've heard they're going to have a punt, pass, and kick contest for some age groups and the kids and stuff. So next week's our first game at Kelly Field, but come out 5:36 and join the festivities before the game, please.
Under center, here's the snap, and end around, here's Sims, I believe, and he is going to be hit and dropped after about a 1 or 2 yard gain. So,
Looks like
with
about 2 yards they're going to give him.
yes, I believe
Second
it
and 8 with 3 minutes and counting.
when the turbo clock hits, it hits.
It goes fast.
Yes, it does.
One update, Monette is still leading number 3, Mount Vernon, 14-7 in the fourth quarter.
All right. Thanks for the updates. Here is Patterson back, and the pass is overthrown. It's intended out in the left flat for, I believe it was intended for Rollman. So it's good to see him
I think
in
you're
there.
right. Yeah, he's back in there. I'm hoping that was a cramp earlier. But initially, the way he went down, it looked worse than what it was.
It sure did. Well, it's third down and 9 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. Breaking the huddle, coming to the line of scrimmage. Splitting to the right side is Jacob Jordan. In motion now is Rollman. And
There
he
he is.
gets the handoff, and he crosses the
Positive
35
gain.
out to about the 36. So he'll
About 4th and 3.
bring up about 4th and maybe 3 or 4. The scoreboard says 3. That's a long 3, but
Well, let's finish
Come
on
on,
a good
boys.
note here and get another first down.
here they come to the line of scrimmage. So Mason Patterson under center gets the snap, and he's looking, and the pass over is intercepted. And it's going to be dropped at the
That was the Hicks kid that I believe came in for backup quarterback, didn't he, Wayne?
Cutter Hicks. He came.
Yeah, he's a good athlete too, man.
Yes,
they got
he
some
is.
other young ones coming up.
He had got the interception.
It was a pretty tight spiral, just right at the wrong guy.
105 left on the clock. as we are just about to finish this ball game. And looks like Cassville is going to pitch a shutout here this evening, 42 to nothing. And well, you just have to hand it though to the Hound Dogs. They never gave up. They continued to fight, and they continued to play.
They're still hitting.
And let's see if they take a knee. Looks like that's what they made. No,
Yeah.
yeah, I believe they are.
Last play of the game.
So 30 seconds, 29 seconds, that'll do it. So take a knee, and that will do it. The play clock will go to 40 seconds, and that it will do it. So the Cassville Wildcats play very rude host here tonight to the Aurora Hound Dogs as they shut them out by a score of 42 to nothing.
Well, last year it was 42 to 12, so give up the same number to them, but didn't get in the end zone. We had a couple chances in that first half, and like I said, a couple penalties cost us, and
it really did. The two holding penalties really, really hurt because what it did, it stopped the drive and really stopped the momentum.
second and short, and then turns into second and forever.
And we had talked about that, and we said the three keys would be control the offensive line and watch the penalties, because penalties can really, really hurt. And it proved here tonight that it did hurt the Aurora Hound Dogs. So the final here, once again, 42 to nothing. The Wildcats over the Aurora Hound Dogs. And we're going to take a break, and then we'll come back and wrap this one up. Cassville, Missouri, as the Hound Dogs come into Cassville, and just like last year, they gave up 42 points, but at least they put 12 points on the board last year. This year, they get shut out. But when you look at some of the final stats and you look at the way that this game started, at the 9-second mark, 9-second mark, there was a return of a fumble by Coleman, and he returned that thing, I think, was it 42 yards or something like that, from about the, maybe just the 32 yards. But at any rate, he returned it at the 9-second mark, and they go on the board with a 2-point conversion, and they get a total of 8 points right off of the bat. And
It's like a
boy,
punch in the mouth before you could even get settled in.
it really was. And then at the 7:04 mark, there was an 11-yard run by Preddy. The 2-point conversion failed, and so the score at that time was 14-0. At the 48-second mark, and boy, that hurt. There was an 18-yard pass from Bates to Purdy, and that the 2-point conversion made it 30-0. So to open then the second half, at the 10:10 mark, a 30-yard touchdown pass from Bates to Pretty, and the 2-point conversion made it 30, or the 2-point conversion failed, made it 36-0, and then a 42-yard run by Bates at the 10:21. The 2-point conversion again failed, and that's why we have the 42-0 score. So, waiting on the coach and see if he can make it up here. And
there was a couple bright spots. I mean, like I said, we moved the ball. I think he'll look at the film and the mistakes, mental mistakes on the penalties and shooting yourself in the foot, stopping a drive. Because, right there, that one drive, we had 4 first downs, got inside the 20 and was moving. And then penalty, and we just lost, like you said, momentum, Wayne.
Yeah, you really did. And so when we look at the overall stats, they're probably going to be a little lopsided. However, I'm not sure what you have. Do you have?
I don't have the official. I don't have those with me at this moment.
Okay.
Jay Lee was definitely our leader on the ground. Brody Sims had 40 yards receiving. I didn't get the total tally on Jay Lee rushing. I believe it was around 44 yards on 16 carries. But Ian Jackson had a couple hard runs up the middle. Like I said, Brody Sims had a good run, a couple good catches. You just in a game like this, you just look for any kind of bright spark or spot to build on. And East Newton comes to town last week. We beat them last year, 33-0. So we had some a good game against them last year.
Right.
That was on the road. This year they're coming to Aurora. I'm not quite for sure on what their score was. I'll try to find that here shortly. But it's a tough loss.
Yeah, they really are, and it really was a tough loss. And when you really look back at it, though, when you get hit in the mouth like they did on the opening kickoff, and now all of a sudden
it's like a deer in headlights. I mean, just trying to get situated and right off the bat.
And all of a sudden, you look at the clock. There's 9 seconds on the clock, and you're down 8 points, and that's not exactly how they wanted to start this game. But at any rate, Coach Weldy across the field right now. He is being interviewed by maybe the paper or somebody.
Yeah, I
And
think so.
so,
Yeah, I think Joplin Globe and Springfield News Leader are here, and there's always Ozone guys. Uh, Man, what coverage do they have? If you're catching the news at 10 o'clock, that they got cameras at every game in the Ozarks. So there's a lot of coverage and a lot of people. Quick update: looks like Mount Vernon tied it up with Monette with 10:35 left in the fourth quarter, 14-14. So they got a good game here.
that
And coach is stepping in here, Wayne. So I'll let you get with him.
all right. Put that headset on, Coach, and we'll do a little visiting here. You talk about a punch in the mouth. All of a sudden, you're looking at the opening kickoff, and 9 seconds later, you're down 8 points. But let me tell you this: that did not deter those kids. They gave it all tonight.
Well, we feel like our kids played hard all night. That's a sophomore who didn't play last year, so he really in the game of football, he's a freshman. Uh, we were pretty much a majority of our kids on the field were sophomores tonight. So we took it on the chin pretty hard, and it started right off the bat. But I was proud of the way our kids kept coming in and playing hard, and they never gave up. They never quit trying to win plays, and that's what we told them in the second half. We were just going to go out and try to win plays, improve on ourselves, and try to win the second half.
And that's exactly what I thought you really would talk about at halftime, because when you came out and there's two plays that really hurt your momentum, and both of them were penalties.
Mm-hmm.
And that really, really hurt, because all of a sudden, instead of 1st and 10, now you're looking, at 1st and 20.
Right.
And that really hurt.
And the kids didn't really get deterred about that too much. They kept battling. We told them that we had to if we were going to be successful tonight, that we had to win first down, and we had to get second and medium to second and short, and that's manageable for us. If it's second and long, third and long, then we had some growing pains with the kids running wrong routes tonight, and that's just young kids playing in big time high school football, and so we're going to go back. We told them it's not a total loss if you learn something from it.
Exactly.
So we're going to start Monday and clean up some things and work on the things that we didn't do well, and try to get better on the things that we did do well.
Well, you look at the offensive line. I thought they did very well against probably a line that was a little bit bigger than they were, but I thought they'd handled it well. I thought they opened some holes, and you're exactly right, Coach, because you take what you had tonight, the learning experience, because this is the first game of the year, and you have gone from hitting your own guys to walking in to a team that was picked to probably win the Big 8 conference, and you pretty much hold your own.
Well, again, it comes down to being able to prepare at game speed, and we told the kids, and now you know what true game speed is. We thought we had a pretty good picture of it, and we really handled ourselves pretty well at Branson at the Jamboree. We did get pushed around a little bit, but again, it was a lot of times just missed assignments. More times than not, when our pass protection broke down, it was usually one player not doing what he was supposed to do. He didn't step down with everybody in our slide protection. He wouldn't step down, and a couple times our fullback went the wrong way. And you ask them, and they'll say, "I don't know why I did that, Coach. I don't know why I went that way. I heard the call. I knew which way to go, and life happens." So again, it's just a learning experience, and the more games we have, the more confident they'll be. So we're at least we've got kids that want to win.
Yes, absolutely. And when you look at it, and you look at what I thought was the way they handled themselves out here this evening, and you go against a team like Cassville that is, like we say, pretty much had picked to win this Big 8 conference. And I really did. I thought the offensive line, the defensive line, like you say, they missed some assignments. And when that happens, boy, you talking about a quarterback in trouble.
Well, and again, it's about game speed. If you take a
Sure.
wrong step, you know, if the defensive end doesn't squeeze down, you know, and steps upfield a yard, you know, all of a sudden he's out of the play. And in practice, our kids can, you know, they get in trouble for doing it. We correct them, but they can get away with it because they're going against freshman kids. So, you know, our big thing right now is to get better. But you know, we're trying to get these young kids to buy in and stay in. You know, 20 of our players are freshmen and sophomores,
Right.
and that's who's on the field more than not. And you know, we've told them, you know, you're going to take your lumps, and you have to battle through it, and love the game and love the process and have fun being with your brothers. And you know, we're just going to try to keep them engaged and playing the game of football. So that by the time they're juniors and seniors, they're going to be, you know, they're going to have more experience than most anybody they're going to be playing against at that point in time.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least when you look at the guys that was out there, they can take this game, and this time next year, and the year after that, they're going to learn a tremendous amount. And now you look next week, you have East Newton coming to Aurora, and what do we know about East Newton?
Really, Coach Wood was defensive coordinator here at, or well, he was assistant coach here for Coach Parnell when they won state. He was an assistant coach and defensive coordinator at Monette when they won state. You know, he's been down at Neosho and he got back up here. He's a good coach, and East Newton are tied. I don't have my glasses. Yeah. So you know, well, if they're tied with Hollister, you know, Hollister's not probably going to be as strong. They lost a lot of kids last year to graduation, uh, but you know, he's going to. I think he's a flex bone guy, and so we're going to see a lot of the same what we do. I know their numbers are about like they're a little bit better than ours, but not much. But that's been a program that's been struggling for many years, and you know, that's a tough assignment for a coach of any stature to step up into that program and try to get it built back up.
Oh, no kidding. Injury wise, how did we look? We know that Rollman was down for a while
He
there.
just had cramps. Really, that's all it was. I think you know, the normal bumps and bruises of a game, but I think we came out pretty well unscathed.
Good.
You know, the great thing is I got a couple of kids that are really hungry, saying, you know, Coach, I want to do better, and I want the ball more, and you know, this. So, you know, there's that enthusiasm. They're not satisfied, and
Wait,
so we've got good things coming.
not only that, but you've got good things coming. Coach, it's been fun. You know, opening night, and you have the rest of the season ahead of you, and at home next week against East Newton. So we hope and look for better things. It's coming.
Thank you. We do.
I
We
think
do.
I think these kids learned a lot coming out here in enemy territory, and especially what you said. You know, when they make some wrong moves, they'll correct those, and we'll see next week.
Well, you know, and this is Cassville's a class program, and one of the best in the state. And you know, Coach Parnell does a great job. His staff does a great job. You know, they did what they needed to do to take the clock away from us and
Right.
keep the ball. And you know, sometimes when Lady Luck smiles on you, you know, it's just one of those things that doubles up on a team like ours. And I guarantee you, when Lady Luck smiles on us, our kids will take it and roll with it.
Absolutely. Well, that's Coach Craig Weldy. I'm Wayne Roberts. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back to wrap it up right after this. It's back here in Cassville, Missouri, and we, gosh, it was nice. The coach came up
Yeah.
and didn't have the players. Sometimes he brings players up, sometimes he does not. But at least this time when he came up, why, he came up and like he said he would, and it was
It's always
really,
rough on
yeah.
a game like this, and last thing you want to do is come up here and talk to us.
Well, probably so, but you know he did, and so if you're just tuning in, why the Cassville Wildcats win this one here in pretty good fashion, as they take 9 seconds to score a touchdown, and they did it on a return of a fumble, and the 2-point conversion, and they were off
never
to the
looked
races.
back.
They were off to the races, and they win it here this afternoon by a score of 42 to nothing. So next week it's at home against East Newton.
And like I was saying, they're having a dunk tank, and I don't know who's in the tank, but I was told to throw a shout out there, and there's like going to be some punt kick and pass competition for the kids, and I think to help a couple of the local or the school, maybe I don't know if it's for Project Grad or what, but I know it's to help the school. So
Yeah.
plus, coming here, we've seen how many people's here, so we need a good turnout at Kelly Field next week. And right now, East Newton's in a battle, 16-16 against Hollister, so it doesn't sound like that's any easy game either. So we
Well,
need some support from the people of Aurora to come out and give that hound dog spirit.
yeah, you're absolutely right, and it's it's one of those things, like you say, that you're on the road, you come into enemy territory, as they would say, but yet I thought Cassville um, did the right thing in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And they just ran the ball with.
They did, and the last thing a coach up 35 or 42 would want one of his better players to get hurt, so he pulled his first strings off. And heck, man, that second string quarterback, like I said, he milked the clock like he knew what he was doing, didn't he? Two
Yes, yes, he
snaps.
did.
I mean, they got some players down here for sure.
Well, that will do it as we wrap it up here this evening. Once again, the final is 42 to nothing in favor of the Cassville Wildcats over the Aurora Hound Dogs. So next week it's on to
Aurora
East Newton, and
at
we
home.
will be at home hosting the East Newton Ball Club. So if you are in the area, come out and enjoy it. As my partner said, that they will have a lot of things going on there next week, and it should be a lot of fun. And we just hope that the score next week. So for my partners and for the Coach Weldy, as he came up and visited with us, hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. So long, everyone.